Welcome to the quarterfinals of the January 1.1K tournament in Tampa. I am Robert, and I have with me Trey.
Hi guys.
This is Conrad Jackson versus John Maldonado.
Yep. Both these guys have pretty powerful decks here. um, they're doing just the opening rituals. So what deck do you think has the advantage here?
I don't remember what their decks are.
I know
I know we
John.
saw John earlier, but
Yeah, he has that. He's got a lot of removal in his deck. It's more control heavy.
so Conrad is studying Double Greed. John's studying Double Obsession. Conrad's also playing a Warlord there.
Yep.
I think Conrad is only the 2 trade, and I think John is 3 trade. I know we saw John earlier, but it's been a while since we recorded. I don't remember what they were. I know it's Banker. I think he's also a Warlord as well. I think he's Obsession, Banker, and Warlord, or Arcanist, Banker, Warlord.
Yeah. That sounds right. We see Conrad's hand. He's got a Petafogger that he's thinking about getting rid of. He's got a couple Rages. Saw a Skewer in there.
Right.
Not a lot of Gearsmith this tournament.
No, there wasn't. And no Gearsmith that really made a huge impact at any of the top tables or anything. Right, I guess just nobody really opened the good Gearsmith stuff. And Gearsmith is pretty good.
Yeah, Gearsmith can be good, but
Right.
I think was Ken playing Gearsmith? I can't remember.
I honestly don't remember. That is our next match coming up. We'll get to see it live then.
That's a good match.
So Conrad only did 3. Yeah, it looks like he has some early drops there.
A lot of Rage.
Yeah. He just drew 2 of those. He got rid of 1, so then he.
See a Money Changer. It's probably his opening play there. John looks like he's still mulliganing, trying to look for that perfect hand.
Yeah.
What kind of 1-drops do you want here? Or no, turn 1 drops.
I mean, a Poacher is always a good turn 1 drop.
Yeah, poachers. Generally, if you got it in your deck, you want it on turn 1. If you can get that guy going early on, it's very hard to get rid of.
Yeah, he can just carry games. All right, so Conrad's starting here. He starts off with his Money Changer.
Yep.
He's the guy that we talked about. We typically use him almost immediately just to start getting that card advantage.
Yep, it's pay 3, get a body, draw 2 cards eventually.
Right.
Usually you get at least one of the triggers. He's actually not going to use the ability on the first turn to save it for damage. But yeah, like Robert was saying, usually when I drop that guy, I usually just make sure I get the draw immediately just to make sure I don't lose it. But not Conrad. He just wants the damage in, and that's an interesting way looking at the card. More aggressive.
Right. Yeah, so Conrad, and then also I don't know if I would have played it the way. So Conrad paid 4 to play a resource, and then he used the 1 resource he played to play the Overseeing Lightfoot. I think most people like myself, I think I probably would have paid 1 to play the Overseeing, and I would have had 3 open, and I would have paid 3 to draw.
Yeah, that's what I actually always do when I have a 1-drop on turn 2.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I mean, but it does ramp him, so I don't know. Conrad is and he does have extra rage, so I guess it's the better play.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's just not anything I would have ever thought of to do.
Yeah, it's just not things I do, because I don't know. Like I always feel like, man, I want more cards, because
Right.
because Conrad's already down to 3 cards, so it feels really really weird that he's going ramping
Yeah, so we got
instead
here
of cards. But
in his hand we see a skewer, a rage, and
that is a
oh,
spitting Sorrow Mane, or is it a Rapid
rage.
Sorrow Mane? It's a 4/2/3, and it does 1 damage to all the characters. It costs 5, so it'll let John play something that is 3 costs or less from the Stolen Inspiration. So he'll play a strategist, which is always a nice guy. I really like that card. It's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a body for blocking, but
good. You get 2 cards out of him too.
I mean, essentially gets you 3 cards for 3. You get him, his character, and then you get it. You get to search for a resource, and you get to draw a card eventually. So
it's similar to the money changer in that way.
Yeah.
But instead of the extra attack that you can get, it gives you a resource, I guess. So, well. Would you, searching, because see here he pulled out that 1 rage that he needs for the rest of his cards.
Right.
So, resource fixing is very important and limited when you have 3 trades for sure.
Indeed. But yeah, if you're doing 3 trades, you're pretty much always playing banker with these 3 trades. Just because you typically need that resource fixing, unless you can manage to
not playing banker, then it's a little harder. But
like I said, unless you can manage to do like 1 splash you can start with or something, I mean, it's really rough. Yeah, I mean, so Conrad ramping, I mean, it does get him to 6 at this point, so that's fair. Because then now he can drop 2 cards. So he gave up 1 card last turn to start drawing 2 cards every turn.
You drew another rage. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
A lot of resources gone early in this game.
Much better plays. And Conrad just stays on the beatdown plan. So he's done 4. He couldn't attack with the light book because it would have traded with a strategist, which would have been good for John.
Right.
John is looking at a nasty butler in his hand there. And which would
probably just drop that for 5.
Alright, trying to see John's hand. It looks like there's also a tad disingenuous in there. Now we see the rage. It looks like 2 rage, maybe? It looks like there's another resource down at the bottom.
Yeah, I believe he had... Oh, was there 2 rage in his hand?
Yeah. Alright, so John's going to attack for 1, which he had Conrad takes because you don't want to lose your 2/1/3 for that. And
yeah, he does play the nasty butler.
And he just regains his 4 to go back to 25, so offsets everything that Conrad
in that case,
do.
Do you like this attack here with the Maw Strategist?
I don't know, because you can't block with it. I mean, John could block, but you can't really block because it kind of just attacks in a party. It's 4, and then you just lose your butler for
4 attack at speed 3. You're going to lose your nasty butler without even killing anything.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, it gets the damage in, but I said you can't block that attack. So not attacking with the strategist would leave it open, so you could at least chump with the butler and take out the Overseen Lightfoot and then draw a card off it.
Right. So that party swing, he's not going to be able to block efficiently.
Right. I mean, it's still early enough that John has enough life that it's not a big deal. Looks like Conrad just drew a tad disingenuous of his own.
Yep. Getting some characters finally.
Yeah, so they both had he did hit enough resources, so. It really hurt, I think, that he lost that Sorrow Mane, because that 4/2/3, that's a beast.
I would have just killed the Moss just straight off. It would have let him get 2 more damage in as well.
Yeah, so I agree with this attack because it's going to be 2. Like, you're not going to block with it. That's good. Keeping that strategist for blocking it, I think, is the right decision. Although, I don't know. If you really wanted to kill his characters, maybe not attacking with either, because then it forces them to not get attacks. And 4/3 is pretty good body.
Well, I mean, if he has both blockers and you party swing with your 2/2 and your 2/1, he's still only able to kill the 2/1, because you still kill the 2/4 at speed 3.
Right.
So.
But the reason I'm saying, well, before he played the Tad when it was only 2 characters, but since he played the Tad, it doesn't matter. But if he had left both up, it becomes, if you attack in a party, then you just jump it with a Mao and you just kill the 2/1. Or if he tries to attack one at a time just to get that 2 free damage in, with a money changer like he did that first turn, then you can block it with that, with the Butler. But he doesn't have to worry about that because he hasn't had disadvantage in play. Like have this accomplishes the same thing. So Conrad attacking the party, then the Butler, then the strategist will block and kill the Lightfoot. Or, if he attacked one at a time, then the Tad Disingenuous can go and just kill one of it.
Yeah, it's very awkward attacks for Conrad here, if he wants to attack.
I missed what he just put face down. Did you see? I was looking at the board state.
No. It looks like he has the Tad still in his hand and a hidden sniper, and then the skewer. So
Hidden sniper's pretty good because hidden sniper will now allow him to, if John does block with the Tad Disingenuous, then Conrad can go and kill it, which is something you want to do. You want to get that Disingenuous off the board.
And if he bluffs with the Mao, he has the option of punching the damage through if he wants to.
Which I don't know if you necessarily need to worry about that.
I think I would do it if it curved me out anyways.
That's fair.
If I'd have that one open at the end of the turn.
But although on the other hand, just saving for your turn, it kind of it forces John into making the Tad covert. Oh well, never mind. Conrad attacked with 2 and 3 anyway. So now at this point, if John does block with the Mount Travis, I would do it just so I wouldn't lose my...
right, you don't want to lose your life to it.
Right. But see, I don't know, I might have saved one of those characters, like I might have saved the Money Changer for a blocker. Versus,
to force the...
versus the... so Conrad does use it, the strategist, John gets draw a card, but John will take 2. Because now when John attacks with a 4/3, you don't have any blockers or anything to do about it. Which you just save the Money Changer, you could have blocked,
Then at the same time, does John want to attack and lose blockers? Because if they both do 4 damage to each other each turn, then he's going to lose the race.
Well, I mean, right now, John will lose the race because he is lower, but he does have better characters on the board.
That's true as well.
So, I mean, because John does have 6 damage on the board, so John would theoretically be doing 6 damage a turn, so he could easily catch up. And as we've seen in Conrad's hand, he doesn't have a lot of other characters in his hand.
He does have that Tad.
Right, he does have a Tad of his own that he did draw.
And he has that skewer that he could use to kill John's Tad if he wanted to, for 6.
Yeah, paying 6 of that is pretty rough, but...
Yep.
Yeah, whatever you have to do.
What was that amount you paid for skewer that one time?
Me? Oh, I paid 14 to kill a Black Scourge of the Brine once.
Jeez. It's crazy.
It was crazy. But I didn't have any other removal left, and I was really low, and the guy was making a covert, and I had to get him off the board or else I would lose. And so
Did you win that game?
I did win that game.
Yeah, see? You do what you gotta do.
It's like this seems, because when I did it, I'm like, this seems bad, but this is what I have to do. Like, I have to get rid of this cover guy, or I'm just gonna die.
I'm gonna pay 14.
Yeah, so sometimes it's really inefficient plays. Sometimes it's just what you have to do. So.
It is cheaper than killing it with the runic cannon.
That's true. Runic cannon gets really expensive. But yeah, another one too is Audacious Appraisal. I've taken 12 damage off that just to kill a guy before.
Yeah, Audacious Appraisal is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it's better later in the game when you can control the exact amount of damage being dealt. Yeah, because if they're at 10 life and you choose 5, they can't.
But it's so much fun. like turn zeroing it, and just like boom, what do you got to do? 11:25. How early do you, like how aggressive do you want to be early? Like how much do you value like your early turn one drop kind of thing?
Yeah, because even if you do like 5 damage to them, that's pay 2, deal 5 damage.
Right. Conrad drew another resource. It was not what he was looking for right now. He definitely needs to start finding some better characters.
Yeah, he's drawn a lot of resources this game.
He has. He mulliganed one away, and then he got 2 back for that.
Yeah, and he drew 3 more in his
Yeah.
first couple turns. It looks like he is going to play the Tad.
Right. Oh no, he played hired goons.
Oh, okay. That stops the Tad from going covert unless he wants to trade with it.
Right. Yeah, 5-4-3 covert's pretty good. That's definitely something that typically needs an answer, because it will kill you pretty fast.
Yeah. So he might even have to save Tad as a blocker and pitch a card just to stop it from going through. That would not be very fun for him.
Covert and limited is really hard to deal with. You pretty much have to have removal to stop it, to get rid of it.
Yep.
Because most times you don't have a lot of covert characters you own, especially ones that big to deal with a 5-4. I mean, John happens to have the Tad, but most times in limited you don't have a way to deal with a 5-4 covert without direct removal.
I believe you won the Shade pre-release on the back of a Kinky Asp.
I did. That Kinky Asp took me all the way. Because I would play it, and most games, like okay, swing for 4. Like, yeah, I'll take it. Next turn, swing for 4. Like, I'll take it. And it just kept swinging. They never drew.
It's very hard to deal with.
Never drew answers. John's looking at 2 resources in his hand. Well, so they both have a lot of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they can meet all of their thresholds with ease. But sadly, John keeps all of his other cards behind his resources. I couldn't quite make out what they were.
There's another rage here.
Oh, there's a poacher.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good now because
that'll be hard to activate at this point.
And it looks like he has the mittens there as well. Mittens is a good answer to the
he does have a lot of item removal. And it's 12 man as well in his hand, 12 man Brunt of Doom. So he's going to have no problem dealing with this covert guy.
Okay.
Looks like he's going for the mittens, or just playing the Lugubrian.
Oh yeah, he's just getting his guy. So, I mean, the poacher can, he's another guy that he can slow carry damage because 4 life is hard to deal with covertly. And once you just got to get that one depletion on him, then you're usually good to go.
Oh, you know what? You can actually deplete it with the 12-man Brunt of Doom.
Yep, yeah, the 12-man Brunt of Doom is the perfect way to deplete the guy and not have to worry without that first scary attack.
How much life does Hired Goons have?
4 life. It's a 5-4.
So we'd have to deplete.
He just has to deplete 2 guys. Yep.
Okay. He's not going to attack here because he's still scared of the hit sniper.
Well, no, it's not even that. He just needs his guys open for the hired goons. Oh, actually, no. Well, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. 12-man Brunt of Doom is based off strength, not life. So he actually needs to deplete all 3 of his guys to get to 6.
You're right. Okay.
So yeah, so he couldn't attack. He needs these guys for 12-man Brunt of Doom.
So that is the plan that he's going with him.
Yep.
And he'll have 3 open to draw apart potentially.
Good efficient use of resources there.
Yep, it's very important to use all your resources every turn. It definitely gives you an advantage if you use them all.
Yeah, we see Conrad paid his 2 starting turn just to keep his hired goons. You never want to miss that trigger. Very unfortunate.
It's also why you don't want to remove him on your own turn if you can help it.
Yeah, so
force your opponent to pay that too.
Yeah, so Conrad makes that attack. I mean, even if you think your opponent has something, you have to make that attack and force him to play it.
Yeah, even if you're just going to discard a card and block it, you just have to attack with him. Otherwise, there's no point of paying for him.
Yeah, so John is playing that 12-man Brunt of Doom. A very sad day for the hired games.
Yeah, it's looking very bad for Conrad at this point. He just lost his strongest guy, and John's board is just getting better and better.
Right, yeah, because now the poacher will be covert pretty much every turn, so John can just...
Right, and he lost his covert guy, so this is going to...
So at worst, that gives Conrad 9 turns to find answers, essentially.
Right, and that's if he chooses not to make his Tad covert.
Right. The only thing Conrad could really have to answer this would be, he has actually a couple answers. Since he is in Warlord, he could have a tactical communication. He could have a Dragon Juice, which is a great response because it makes the strength higher, so it stops the guy from being destroyed, and then also hits him for a lot more damage. So that's always nice.
The X is in the effect or the cost?
The X is set, like how much it'll destroy, because X plus set is set in the cost. So you choose a number for X, and then you deplete characters. But then the effect is if that character has X plus X strength or less.
So you can.
So the X is set in the cost, and the X is set based off how many characters you deplete.
Yeah, Dragon Juice would have been very scary there because John would have taken 10 damage and kept the higher goons on the field.
Yeah, so Dragon Juice is a great counter. It always sucks when it happens versus you. I've had it happen. It's just like, no, your guy doesn't die and I take 5 more damage. Not what I had planned at all.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind your opponent's abilities to stop you from removing their guys.
Right. So Conrad places Ode. Tad disingenuous now.
He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about getting seconds. Either that, or maybe he's thinking about it if he wants to start drawing cards off of it.
That's true.
He hasn't been out there for...
just save it as a blocker for this point.
Yeah. If he was going to draw cards, he'd save it as a blocker to draw cards off of it.
Because this way he can kill the Tad if it attacks non-covertly with the Money Changer.
Yep.
But yeah, I know a lot of times I like to attack and then destroy the blocker, with the removal.
Right.
But sometimes you attack and then you go to remove the blocker and then they stop you from doing that and you just lose all your attackers, because they stopped you from destroying it. So sometimes you just want to use removal first, just so you know that you're not going to lose your guys if it doesn't work.
That's fair. But yeah, I'm definitely in the camp of declaring blockers and then playing tricks, doing tricks in combat.
Yeah, there's some, especially in the Warlord category, that you just can't do during combat.
Right. Yeah, especially with Shay, there's a lot more of that. That poacher is, John pointed out for that start turn reminder that it is covert this turn, so it will get its 2 free damage unless Conrad wants to pitch. I think he only has 2 cards in his hand.
Right.
So
it might even be worth it if you have no other way to get rid of it, but yeah, now you can't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Mitten's Muffled Bot came out, so it came out attack and it has no rules text.
Yep, so now even though it is a permanent blocker, it still can't even block covert.
It cannot block covert. So even if Conrad had responded and discarded a card to give it covert, no rules text would have negated covertness, so he just would have lost the card.
Right.
So John goes in, gets his 2 free damage in.
Yep, so we've already seen 2 removal from John, and Conrad, he has that 1 skewer, but he hasn't played it yet.
Yeah, he used on that skewer for a while, but then again, there's no very good targets, because you don't want to spend 8 to kill a butler. You don't want to spend 8 to kill the poacher. Maybe spend 6 for the Tad, because that is the problem.
He hasn't really needed to yet. The Tad hasn't done too much since it came out, though.
Right. So John just played another character at 3/3 for 0. It's always nice. Gotta love those erotic assassins.
Especially later in the game when you can easily afford to pay for the upkeep of it.
Yeah, but they can be good early drops. They just
oh yeah, early they can. They're pretty insane if you can get the advantage with them.
Yeah, but
if you play those on turn 1.
Yeah, just dropping a couple of them. It'd be pretty brutal. I mean, it gets really expensive where you're not really doing much else on your turns if you're attacking with them. You're not playing any more characters or anything, but
3 damage turn.
If you're on the beatdown plan, you don't need more characters. And then once your opponent removes them, you're like, great, you use a removal card, and now I get my resources back essentially.
It's nice. You can actually use them to block multiple times, but I don't see people do that very often with them.
No, well, because it's pretty risky to do that, just because like the damage is still there for the turn.
Right.
So if they block a 2/2, like yes, they could block another 2/2, but then they would. I mean, they would kill 2 guys, which is cool, but they would die. So it's very risky. But yeah, I mean, it can happen. But yeah, most people don't do it. So I see a Raging Bask in Conrad's hand.
Another big card. Yeah, he definitely needs to get that on the field, just so it can kill things, really.
Right. Just which I think he needs because he needs because all of John's guys have high life. So Conrad has a 2/1 and a 1/1 now, and then a 4/3. But yeah, he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough high strength guys to deal with that.
Paying 6 for 4 is not ideal, but you do what you do.
Again, yeah, it's when you need blockers, and that will trade versus most things that John has. So I'm going to pay 3 to draw another card.
I mean, yeah, John's 0 cost cards are 3, and he's paid 6 for a 4/4.
Yeah.
Again, Raging Bask is a very good card with Dragon Juice. You can just guarantee that damage is going to the face.
That's very true. Potion restores and gains covert again.
Negate being blocked.
Block keeps ticking. So what is over there in John's hand? I can't make out John's hand. I mean, for John to really make a safe attack, I mean, he can make a free attack with the poker. If he really wants to make a safe attack, he would need something in his hand to deal with the Raging Bask. If he can kill that Bask off, then he can pretty much attack with anything else that he wants. Because nothing else, will really take any damage. I mean, something will die to trade with a Tad, but that's fine. Like just attack with the Erotic Assassin, let that trade off. Yeah, that's not scary.
Yep, and he did use that money changer.
Oh yeah, Flame Reduce. He'll probably pick the the Lightfoot and the Hidden Sniper because picking the money changer is bad. Yeah, that's what he picks. Picking money changer is bad because Conrad just respond and kill the money changer. It wouldn't matter. But that will kill. And right now, Conrad paying 1 to ping something would mean Conrad would miss a card draw because he only has 3 open. And that paying 1 wouldn't do anything because there's nothing on the field that he could pick. Because when he's responding, Flame Breeze isn't actually in play yet. So doing 1 damage to anything else wouldn't matter. As mentioned, John's guys have high life, so they're pretty much either going to die to Tad or Raging Bask, or they're not going to die to the money changer no matter what.
Yeah, that's a really strong play because it also got rid of 2 of his blockers.
Right.
And the Hidden Snipers can be very scary and limited too.
It can be, yeah. I've had Hidden Sniper played against me when I was playing Rogue, and that's just ugly. So Finger Trap comes in, which
and
pretty much
another removal from John.
Eliminates the Raging Bask threat.
Yep.
So John will definitely block something with the Tablet Degenerist. But again, if you're John, I would probably swing with the Erotic Assassin and trade that.
Right. Yeah. If he wants to block that with the Tad, then let him.
Right. And if he doesn't, then just get 3 free damage in.
Or it gets chumped.
Yeah, or at worst it gets chumped and kind of just gets in the card, which again is fine because you get it off the field.
Right. He's actually going to party swing here.
Party swing's good.
Yep.
Like if this actually gives this means that your erotic won't die if she blocks with a tad because he could kill the tad, or you get 2 damage through and your erotic does die.
Right. Which do you kill if you block with the tad here? The erotic or the nasty butler?
I feel like you want to kill the nasty butler just because then he doesn't have like that varying speed. Oh no, he has a 1/1 but he doesn't have that varying speed anymore. But I mean, and he has to pay 2 for the erotic, so there is that small tax on it. But
yeah, I feel like I would also leave the erotic out. But you're also taking less damage from the nasty butler, even though it's a more persistent threat.
Yeah, because I mean, a 3/3 is still scary, but I think killing Nasty Butler might be preferred. As I said, like 1, you won't lose two damage this turn, and then 2, it reduces that varying speed, and it's got the higher health.
Oh, and he went with the.
He did choose to kill it. I mean, yep. Conrad has been around a long time. We might have questioned Conrad. But I don't know.
He knows what he's doing. He has plans in mind.
Played many times. Yeah, so kind of.
Right, yeah, he's gonna chump block the tad. That makes sense. He's gonna draw that card. Yep. But I mean, at this point, he's got 1 guy left in the field, and it's not a blocker. So maybe he just wants to stay alive for as long as possible.
Yeah. So.
And just keep as much damage as he can off the field. So like 1 damage a turn.
Right.
Just kill.
But I also feel like though, 3 life is much more manageable than 4 life. Like doing 3 damage or something. And because there's a huge difference between 3 and 4, and then there's also another huge difference between like 4 and 5. Like that kind of breakdown. Like 2 and 3 not that big of a scary. Like 5 plus like 5, 6 isn't that big, but like that small breakdown, there seems like it really feels like there's a big difference between those amounts. So I think I like killing the butler more still. Again, just because with his skewer, it's 2 less to skewer something with 3 instead of 4.
Sure.
So in looking at his hand, 2 rage, and we know he says a skewer, a banker, something.
Might be yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. Hopefully it's a character.
Well, he's looking here, so it's probably something
might be a technician or a post-mortem.
Yeah, post-mortem could be technician. Either one of those would be good.
What would you grab back from that discard pile there?
Maybe either the covert or the. So kind of goes to covert. I would say either the covert or the sorrow man for the 4/2/3. 4/3 doesn't really kill. I mean, it would kill the 1/1/2. The feminine reduce, but it's a 4/2 body, which is pretty good because it would trade with.
That's true. But he does have that persistent covert threat that you're going to have to deal with.
Right. Yeah, and so it can easily jump and kill the poacher, and then it can start swinging freely back at John because he only needs 3 attacks with the goons.
Yeah. And so John's gonna have to get another way to remove the goons here.
Right.
Or just let it sit out there.
He's used so much removal already. How much more removal does he have? And I mean, and the resurrection technicians, they're 2/2. They're not that good, but they'll at least take a hit of something.
Yeah, they'll chump someone.
Or I mean, they can just bounce with the
one. Oh man, jewelry.
John does have more removal.
And Conrad still has not played any removal at all.
Yeah, well, Conrad, the only removal we've seen from him is the skewer, and then
still in his hand.
If you want to.
Sarman, right.
The Sarman, yeah. If you want to, don't count that.
Didn't get to play it though.
No, he did not.
He's tacking in. He's probably gonna chump it here.
No, he does not. He takes the 4. I wonder why he didn't. And maybe he just like I said, he can just bounce with the nasty butler instead of so neither character will die, but you want to take that too.
Maybe he's planning on skewering it next turn, and he's just would rather take the damage than lose the character.
Right, that's true. And then he says the 2/2 that will continue to hold off the butler. That's fair. Instead of taking that additional 2 every turn.
That tab has been out there for a while now. Maybe just Conrad hasn't had an opportunity to play Skewer on it, because it does take up most of your turn if you do it for 6.
He just played a timid Mao, it looks like. Yep, there.
Timid Mao.
Yeah.
That is a very scary card.
That's very scary indeed. Yeah, and Conrad's already down to 6, so that's just, like I said, just 3 more attacks with, Poacher, or just next turn, John.
He's going to attack here with the Shriever a little bit off screen there.
Oh, yeah. So that's another one. Yeah, so again, 3 more attacks from the Poacher or Jonathan next turn, attack with the Poacher, and then discard a card for the Tad and get 6 covert.
Right, because he still has no covert blockers.
Yeah, but even with that covert, I mean, John now has so many more blockers that I don't see a way for Conrad to come out of this. He would need
he would need a bunch of blockers and a bunch of removal.
He's going to take that 2 from the Poacher, so he would need a way to deal with a Tad if John decided to discard a card, so he'd need at least 1 removal spell, and then he has 1 blocker,
he has 1.
And then so he would need at least another blocker, just to, then he would take 3 this turn, so that would survive for another turn. So it looks like he needs at least 1 removal spell and 1 blocker just to survive another turn. Even item removal, if he had it, wouldn't help, to destroy the jewelry wouldn't help because his...
he can destroy the finger trap.
Oh, yeah, the finger trap would be better, yeah. But that won't block the covert, but...
Right, no, that would not.
Conrad chooses to not pay wisely. No point paying for a guy that's not going to restore.
Right. Yeah, so he's definitely going to need characters here. He's going to have to pay 6 for the Skewer. That's not going to leave him with much to do on his turn, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, minimum 6, depending on what but yeah, he can't pay 10 to kill them now, and then it's both
there's no way he can do that.
Yeah, so paying 6 is definitely the better thing. So that is the one piece of removal he needs. Now he just needs
a blocker.
Like I said, now he just needs at least 1 more character. And then that way he can kind of...
and hope John doesn't have any more removal.
Right. Let's see, he has to have... because he's at 5, so he has to have 1 more blocker. He has to have something. Alright. He's going here. He's paying... He's counting. He's counting to see if he can draw a card or not?
Probably. If he has enough to draw a card, play a character that he draws maybe, and then also play Skewer.
Okay,
no, he's just going to play the character.
Alright, that's his character, and he has that Skewer, so... Alright.
Yep, so he's going to survive for 1 turn if John doesn't have any tricks.
Right, yeah, if John doesn't have any more removal. Man, those eyes are just so buggy on the card, even from the camera angle zoomed down. You just see...
Yeah, they're...
So crazy.
It might be a... Is that a foil card? Is that why they're like that? Or is that just the normal default card art?
I think it's normal default card art.
It's a very shiny eyeballs.
Yeah, unless they're goggles.
Wait, I do believe they are goggles of some sort, or glasses. Yeah. But still, it's crazy the reflection that they get off of it like that.
It's just how big and white they are.
Right.
Compared to the rest of the art. Most of the other art's all kind of subdued stuff. They just have these 2 big white circles.
Yeah, you don't really see that guy very often. The Cornwall Sacks.
And in Constructed, he's probably not that great.
I mean, definitely the one who sees the most play out of that would be the Anxious Imp with that effect kind of thing.
Yeah, the Anxious Imp is really good.
Yeah, the Anxious Imp is definitely the best one.
Yeah, I really like the Anxious Imp because he can be kind of resource fixing a little bit if you need. And, he's really nice because you can turn covert on and off as needed with him, which is what's really nice about him.
Right. It's nice because the restriction on Anxious Imp, like all of them you have to do something to get the threshold. Anxious Imp is the easiest. You just pay for it.
Yeah, you just pay 2. Everything else is
like
the Warlord one.
The Gearsmith one, you have to sacrifice him a jig.
Yeah.
The Warlord one, you take damage.
Right.
It's just the Arcanist one is just so much easier to do, and it's a much better effect as well.
So I see a I see a Mao or a man shark in John's hand there.
Oh yeah, Mantrek is what ended the last game that we saw him in.
Now, I mean, Conrad only has one face down right now, so it's only 1-1, but still.
Oh yeah, that doesn't matter though. As long as you're able to play it, you can just force your opponent to play face down resources.
Right. Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
And so since Conrad's already pretty low on cards and he probably needs what he has, could be really
right.
Yeah, it could be really worthwhile to make him get rid of him. Yeah, so it doesn't look like John actually drew answers to the blockers this turn. So it doesn't look like John will necessarily be able to win.
He would put him, what, to 1 life? Is that what we're saying?
Yes. With this, so he can skewer the Tad.
Yep. He takes 2 from the Lugubrian, puts him to 3.
Poacher, and then
he's got 2 blockers.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna take 2 from this, go to 3.
And then, actually, because he has the 1/1 off to the side.
Right. Yeah. That's
so if he blocks. Oh, okay, right. So we block the Timid Maul and the Nasty Butler.
Yeah.
And then the 1/1 hits him, and he goes to 2.
Right.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He needed that second blocker because John had exactly 5 damage out there.
Right.
Like he had to block the Tim and Mao as one, and then he has to block one of the other 2 characters. And the difference between 2 and 1, I think it'd be better just to take the 2 from the Nasty Butler and block and kill the.
You know what's interesting here is John actually did not discard a card for the.
Yeah, because he used
for the Tad.
Which is fair, because I don't think he needed to.
Right.
I don't think he needed to discard a card because, again, Conrad only had 2 blockers. So if Conrad didn't have removal, he'd have to use one of his blockers to block that, and then the other blocker to block the Tim and Mao, and then he's still going to take that other 3. So yeah, so John didn't need to discard a card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kill.
Yeah, that's a better thought process than mine. I see. Oh, I can kill him. Let's try to do it.
With discarding a card. Yeah,
because he's like, got it.
Yeah, I might have discarded a card too, because I just would have been hasty. Like, okay, cool, I can just get this covered in. Let me discard a card. I want to sat down to do all the math necessarily, but
he hasn't been able to deal with my covert all game. Why should he be able to deal with it right now?
All right.
But that's why they're better players than I.
Conrad did hold that skewer for a really long time. I would have played that skewer probably a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Probably on the Tad.
Probably on the Tad as well, just earlier. Yeah. He probably just hoping he could draw on different removal than skewer on a Tad.
Probably. I'm sure he made it this far, so I'm sure he has more removal in his deck. He just hasn't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it, yeah. It's just unfortunate.
So it looks like John's doing his combat map here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
maybe he does have
attacking in a party actually could be pretty good. No, because that's a 2/3 and a what's gold now? It's a 2/2, right?
2. Yeah, it's a 2/2.
Yeah, so that's
he would
5.
kill.
Yeah, so
No, because isn't the Technician a 2-speed?
Yes, it is. But I'm saying, I'm not talking about.
Oh, but it's 5 lives.
Yeah, it's a total of 5 lives. And so his Tim and Mao on 3-speed would only do 4 on 3. So there'd still be a character there to block the 2-speed damage. Yeah, Conrad has to sack a guy. Yep. And so this is a good attack going in to trade, just to remove his blockers, his character. So next turn, John setting himself up for the win. Because now Conrad has nothing left to block with.
So why didn't he attack in a party though?
Why did he? You said why did he attack in a party?
Why did he not?
Why did he not with the
Tim and Mao and the Nasty Butler?
Because the Tim and Mao wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because there was really no difference. Like the Tim and Mao wouldn't be able to kill both characters. I mean, I guess he could have because it would have accomplished the
Right,
same
but the
thing.
Timid Maw. Yeah, but he would have kept his 1/1 alive and got 1 more pain of damage in.
No, but then the
Unless
no,
I'm reading
the
that
Timid
wrong.
Mao he wouldn't have lost the Timid Mao. He would have lost the Butler though. Maybe no because he could have
No,
assigned
he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have lost
under
it.
the 2 speed.
Yeah, he would have
Wouldn't have
assigned
lost
2.
anything. I guess
Yeah.
it would have came out the same way. Like Conrad would have lost both of his characters.
Well, yeah, but except for John would have had a 1/1 instead.
No, he still would have lost the 1/1 because the Timid Mao wouldn't kill
No.
both
You
of those.
Right, but the Nasty Butler would have.
No, right on 2 speed, and the other characters were 2. So
And then they would have. Then
he
he'd have
still
no
he still would
blockers
have
left.
lost his flaming reduce. He still would have lost it because the Goldman Sachs is a 3 speed. So when it assigns this 2 damage, it assigns it to the flaming reduce.
No, you save the Bardus. You don't attack with him in the party.
I see
It's
what
just
you're
Nasty
saying.
Butler.
I got you. Just Nasty Butler and Tim and Mao. So that would have killed both his character and he would have got no one damage in. Yeah, that's fair. That would have worked. And then
Yeah, which would put him at 2, and then you keep killing with the Leaker and Poacher next turn.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like, the difference between 2 and 3, when you have that board, isn't really that big of a difference. Because, I mean, you have 3 characters in play. I mean, he's going to take 2 guaranteed from the Poacher. And then you have 3 characters in play. So right now, in order for Conrad to not die, he has to come up with at least 3 blockers. Or a removal spell for the Poacher plus 2 blockers. So there's no way for Conrad to get out of this. Not since, especially since he just paid 3 to draw, I think, twice. He probably doesn't have enough resources left to play enough characters.
You would need 2 Shreeper attacks. 3 Shreeper attacks.
Jeez. No, to get rid of the Tim and Mao. Yeah. Conrad lays down and extends the hand. It got to be too much. John just had better characters almost the entire game. Just more high quality characters and removal. John decided all the removal. Conrad was not drawing removal.
And better removal.
So Conrad put a Pettifogger face down, which is kind of interesting.
1 removal played by Conrad the entire game.
I don't know if I would have put a Pettifogger face down. It would block and kill something. I don't know about that decision. Oh, it looks like he just drew Caltrops, which is a little too late. It wouldn't kill anything on John's board anyway. Again, John just had nothing but high life guys. It was really brutal.
He did mulligan a Pettifogger, though, that he could have held on to, and that might have helped him early game, but...
Right. Like I said, I think Pettifogger could have been worthwhile. I don't know. Well, thanks for watching the quarterfinals. Stay tuned. We'll be coming up with the semifinals here soon.
Yep. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.